Hello beautiful people, thank you once again for tuning into my channel. In my today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make the best coconut milk chin chin. Yeah, coconut milk chin chin, and you're going to love it. This is so crunchy, so tasty, and the best commercial based coconut milk chin chin you will ever love to try. So to make this chin chin, you start by measuring out 2 kg of all-purpose flour into a bowl. To this flour, you add in 40 grams of salt and then 250 grams of granulated sugar. You can also use caster sugar fine. Then you add half tablespoon of nutmeg powder and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. So go ahead and mix everything together so that it will be well incorporated. Remember, in my chin chin, I don't use baking powder, so there is no baking powder in this recipe. So go ahead and add 240 grams of butter or margarine. Anyone you have is fine. Work the butter into the flour using your hands, just as you see me doing in the video. Make sure the butter and the flour mix so well, and there will be no lumps of butter in the flour. Once that is done, make a well or make an opening at the center of the flour. To this, you're going to add 60 gram whole egg. You break in 60 gram whole egg into this space. Next, you add your liquid milk. You can buy the full cream milk or evaporated milk, just 1 can of the milk. You add everything in the center, then you add 100 grams of condensed milk. Like guys, I'm telling you, this chin chin, when you eat it, but oh my god, you will keep on doing it. So after adding the condensed milk, you add in 200 grams of coconut milk. In this coconut milk, I added 1 tablespoon of coconut flavor to boost the taste of this coconut milk chin chin. So go ahead and mix everything together. And once you are done adding the coconut milk, you'll be adding some liquid milk, about 200 grams of liquid milk. For this liquid milk, I just dissolved about 50 grams of milk powder with some water. Then I measured out 200 grams of the liquid milk from that. So you add it into this mixture or into this ingredients, the flour and all that. So you're adding this gradually to mix. So once you are done, you add in some water. For the water, you need about 180 grams of water. You can use cool water, you can use chilled water, you can use room temperature water. So but don't use warm water and don't use hot water, okay? Just add the water gradually as you keep on mixing and combining this. So once that is combined, you add in about half tablespoon of milk zest flavor. Guys, milk zest flavor will boost the taste of this chin chin to another level, believe me guys. So I discovered that there are some dry ingredients there, some dry flour that are still there and all that. So I added extra 40 grams of the coconut milk because I'm making coconut milk chin chin. So I went ahead and combined everything thoroughly. But guys, I missed out something. Ah! I was supposed to add something initially when I added the egg, the milk and all that, and I didn't remember to add that, and I just remembered it, but and I need it in this chin chin because of it also going to boost the taste of the chin chin. And that is my fresh ginger paste, minced ginger paste. So I added about half tablespoon of this ginger paste when I remembered it. And I had to make sure I work it through into this dough, making sure it gets incorporated. But guys, if you want to add it while you're adding the egg, the milk and all that, so that everything will incorporate well. Yeah. So I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. So after that, you combine very well and cover to rest for 5 to 10 minutes. After combining and resting for 5 to 10 minutes, take out a part. You have to portion this dough because it's too much, it's too large for you. So you take out a part of the dough, roll it out on your flour, lightly floured work surface, cut into shapes. Yeah, you cut into shape. Guys, I didn't remember to use my pizza cutter or whatever, so I'm using knife. So if you still don't have pizza cutter and you have knife, you can make use of that. I tried my best to make sure that each stripe looks almost exactly the same size. So I'm using my hand, so everything cannot be that equal, but I did try my best. So once you are cutting, you find out that the dough will start separating on its own. Yeah. So you have to sprinkle with little flour so that they don't stick to each other. Use your knife and or your pizza cutter or whatever you want to use to cut this dough, to cut it into almost equal sizes. Yeah. So you cut it into thin stripes, then into short or smaller cubes, just as you see me doing the video. There are a lot of shapes and you can cut your chin chin. It depends on you, but this is the basic shape we usually cut chin chin. Fine. So after that, make sure you mix everything together with little sprinkle of flour so that they don't stick to each other that much. Okay, so they don't stick to each other that much, just as you see me doing in the video. So for this first one, I cut it in straight form, and this second one, I just dare to cut it in slanting form. So if you watch closely, you see how I placed my knife to cut this. Okay, you can see how I placed my knife to cut it. And like I said, when you flatten this dough, make sure you don't flatten it too thick and not too thin, but let it be as flat as possible, because by the time you start cutting this dough, you will see that they will start raising, like they will start gaining sizes, like adding some sizes or getting thicker. I don't know how to put that, but just take it like that. So, and also like I said, I don't use baking powder. You see, I didn't use any baking powder in this recipe. So I don't use baking powder for my chin chin, because if you want a crunchy chin chin, no baking powder. Yeah, and no baking soda, no raisin agent. Use it to your own detriment. But me, I don't use that because I want my chin chin to be crunchy and taste amazing. Yeah. So once that is done, you get your oil heated up. Make sure that you heat up the oil and then reduce it to the medium heat, because you don't want your chin chin to fry almost immediately that you dropped it in the oil. Your chin chin is supposed to take up to 8 to 10 minutes to fry. Anything less than 8 to 10 minutes, note that the chin chin is not going to come out very, very crunchy. Instead, they may brown on the outside, but will look in kind of soft. They will be soft inside. So make sure that the oil is not too hot, and you fry gradually. If you think that the oil is too hot, you can reduce the heat of your gas or your cooker and then keep on frying. But this must take up to 8 to 10 minutes for you to have a perfect crunchy chin chin. And once your chin chin is ready, transfer into a colander lined with a paper towel or kitchen towel. So the remaining ones, I fry them using the deep fryer, temperatures between 120 to 140 for the first 6 minutes, and 60 degrees for the last 2 to 4 minutes. Oh, ensure to spread out the chin chin to cool down completely before packaging. Guys, if this recipe has helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye.